Good thing I do a sound check. All right, we should be getting sound any second. We're going to be talking about the Idaho 4 case. We're going to be talking about DNA. And it's time to get educated so that we can protect ourselves, our loved ones, and know our rights when it comes to DNA. And how trustworthy... Good thing I do a sound check. How trustworthy is DNA? We're also going to be talking about Gaynor Lord. All right, so if you don't know who that is, stay tuned. We're about to go over quite a few details of her case. Her body was found today. She's been missing a week. And let me tell you, if you're at all familiar with Nicola Bulley's case, then listen up, because you thought that was a rabbit hole. Just wait. All right, let's see who we have with us. Welcome to Starlight's 1111 True Crime Members Chat, where we cover all kinds of cases and we discuss everything under the sun. Hi, Joe Kendall, Dreamweaver, Kat H, Nettie, Laura, how are you all? Carol Elementary, Sherry Irvine, Wildfire, good to see you. Sharon Dane, Deborah Brown Winkle, Krita Sign Ing. I think I got everybody up there. Carla, hello, hello. Welcome, everyone. Glad to see you all. Hi, Joyful. So before we get into Gaynor Lord's case, all right, we're gonna talk about that in a little bit. And that's why I put up 3 thumbnails on the thumbnail, because there's 3 different things we need to talk about. We could do 3 separate lives, but nobody's got time of day for that. Now, keep in mind, if you are not familiar with our channel or me, I am not drunk. I have had major dental work, and so I'm learning how to talk with my new teeth. Hi, Patricia Parker, Dreamweaver. Hello. Hi, Kathy, Stacy, and Karen Guy. Hello, everyone. So, I released a video yesterday. How many of you watched my video? Give me a 1. And I'm not offended if you didn't. I want to get an understanding where we are in the conversation. If you haven't watched it, I would highly, 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 of any of my videos, please watch that one. Because that one tells it like it is. It talks about scientific evidence of why DNA is so susceptible to misinterpretation. It talks about touch DNA in military court. Oh yeah, is touch DNA actually enough to get a probable cause for an arrest of guilt? According to the military lawyer that I looked up, and it's all in that video, and a lot more. No. So, awesome! Look at all the people that saw it. We had, I think it's right now, it's like almost 24 hours. And I think we had 2,200 views. So not bad. I was hoping for a lot more. I feel that there's a lot of people like myself that didn't understand touch DNA, as well as the connection. What connection, you say? Well, my lovelies, if you watch the video, you're going to find out that the lead investigator for the Idaho 4 case was a rookie in 2020. A rookie to the cops. Like a rookie. He got Rookie of the Year Champs Award. He's overzealous. And we're saying this case is rushed. Well, it's a rookie. My God. And I know the FBI's involved, the fake Bureau of Investigation. I know all about that. They're not in charge. The lead investigator is in charge. The FBI just kind of like haunts the scene and picks up their own stuff. But Moscow didn't hand it all over and be like, we can't handle this. No. Brett Payne was a rookie, and he came from the Army, right? Hats off, literally, which my hair looks terrible, but I have to do that. For all those that serve our country, I greatly appreciate you. And I mean nothing negative. But the fact is that our Army, our military, trains people how to kill. And so you get an overzealous cop that's now lead investigator of the case. And I'm like, oh, so he's the 82nd Airborne Division. I don't know what that means. But so was Brent Kopacka that was taken out by SWAT. And what are SWAT wearing? All black, clad all in black. They're SWAT. They're clad all in black. What do we have in the Banfield at 3:12 a.m.? We have LE, clad in black. They're not in their regular clothes, like street clothes. They're not undercover, in disguise. Where'd they get the unmarked car that looks strikingly close to a white Hyundai Elantra at night in the wrong lighting, right? They're at the end of the driveway at 3:12 in the morning. So I was telling a friend about this that doesn't do true crime, but she's very smart. I'm like, so 4 people got murdered in this house, and this is what happened. And I basically walked her through that at 3:12 a.m. there was some sort of an alcohol call or something. Nobody really knows, but the cops end up chasing these 4 kids, college kids, with a field between the frat and the murder house. In the field, exactly the same 3:12 a.m. and the murders took place anywhere from 3 to 5 at this point in the morning. And that the witness explained in the house there was a man. Now, who knows if we can trust this, but let's go with it. According to Brett Payne, the lead investigator, Rookie of the Year, according to him, in his affidavit, keep in mind, that is not Dylan Mortenson's affidavit. I have yet to see what that girl said. And I've read the entire case, so 1,118 pages of the Steve Avery files. And all it is affidavit after affidavit after affidavit. I know these things. And so when you see clad in black, he's using those words, not that little 20-year-old college student, or 21 or 19. I don't know how old Dylan is. But watch the video because it goes into detail about the weapon the 82nd Airborne Division of the Army issues standard to everybody. Okay? So not only would Brent Kopacka and Brett Payne both have been issued this weapon, they're both parachuters. We have nothing on the ground of DNA. And from the get-go, I kept telling you guys, and I always have, I was right when it came to who was first in the murders, when everybody was like, no. Ethan and Xana were killed first, and then they went upstairs because Steve, Kaylee's dad, said they didn't have to go upstairs. And I'm like, I don't know what to tell y'all. My gut tells me that Kaylee and Maddie were first, and that the killer or killers came in through the sliding glass door where Murphy was. And that's why we heard somebody playing with the dog. Now back to, why are they in the driveway all dressed in clad black? I don't know. But my friend said, did they get interrupted by the Banfield kids? And I'm like, it doesn't take too hard of a leap for someone to kind of go, and she's never watched this case in her life. And she's like, did they get interrupted? So what was you guys' take? I want to hear the feedback from you. After you watch the video, please watch it all the way to the end. There's something at the end that's important that you see. It's the point of the video. I'm just saying. I looked at it, and the average Joe watched it 4 minutes. I will literally take the first 4 minutes off of it and re-release it if you need me to. I need you to see this. It's important. At the very end, it's showing you something. And I'm not gonna be able to put it in context. You have to follow this story that I put out there all the way to the very, see it to the end for me, please. Rewatch it and watch it to the very last second. It's important. Hi, Sin City, Sassy, Wildfire. Deborah Lamentary says exactly 100%. I agree with you, Mama D. Kara Lamentary says Airborne gets a bayonet and a K-bar knife. Standard issue. I'm telling you, I'm not wrong. And I'm not saying what you think I might be saying. I'm not saying that Brent Kopacka had anything to do with the murders. But let me ask this question, because this is in my head. Did he know something because of his experience and knowledge of the 82nd Airborne Division? Did his education, his knowledge, cause him to call in a tip on the Idaho 4? And perhaps that knowledge pointed to somebody that was in the 82nd Airborne Division. And the next, boom! What did he know? What did Kopacka actually know? I've never asked that. Hey, Dixie Bishop. Hi, hello. Zach Woolsey, good to see you. And Linda Arn. See, Sin City is saying, in their opinion, that most definitely he knew something. It feels wrong to me. It feels wrong to me. The entire, it's sus. Carla says, definitely he knew. Lorna, recognize the tactics. That's what I'm saying. It could be something as general as Kopacka was like, hey, in looking at that Idaho 4 case, from my training, it looks like they would have come in, and I'm just going to throw my theory in here. It could be anything, but just hear me. Looks like somebody went in without touching the ground, like they came through the balcony area. Like through that back shady area where nobody was and there was no lights, and it's the only place with trees that lean over the damn house that you could just, I mean, from an 82nd Airborne perspective, parachuter, I think that's a pretty little drop, and you're on the balcony and you have barely stepped foot on that property because you climbed a tree and went in. And then, when you leave, you just go back across the tree limb and you go to the other parking lot. And is that why they were all over there going, in that little dark area where JLR, right? JLR was all over there showing when he was there at Moscow, and he was like, something went down here. They were all fascinated about this area right here. But you can't really see the house that good because of this clump of trees. If this person that committed the crime thinks so outside of the box that they went from the trees to the balcony into the house, committed the murders, and then went back that same way, you got a bunch of idiots looking down there with magnifying glasses on the ground around the house going, it's impossible. It's like a magic trick. It's an illusionist. I don't know how they did it. There's nothing. It's like they never were here. I'm not trying to be facetious. Literally a tree swinger. Somebody that's familiar and can do that shit. And DM's the one that said this person's clad in black, according to Brett Payne. She probably said they're all in black. And he was like, clad in black. Okay, so fine. But so are the people outside the driveway at 312 that are in an unmarked regular streetcar, dressed all in black, bitching at these kids saying, why are you running from us? And what are the kids saying? Because you don't look like cops. You don't have cop uniforms on. I could barely see you. And their response, the LE was like, yeah, well, the next time you see me, now you'll know to stop no matter what I'm wearing. Something to that effect. Explains the backpack we sensed he had. That's right, Kara. Sassy says the LE and higher ups just remind me too much of dirty corruption we've seen in Stephen Avery's case, and that went back generations to the club mob mentality. Amen, sister. And you know it. The boys club. And let me tell you what we learned in doing our research in the Avery case. And Sassy can back you. This was not no tarot. This was sweat. Blood and sweat. Going to local libraries. Digging this crap up. We would find that when there was a big change of hand in the law enforcement in a corrupt county. So the big dude that's been there for eons. Yeah, George was there 25 years. Okay? When he goes to hand his token off and retire, this dude has to earn his right like the mafia in corruption. And I'm talking, it has to make the news. You gotta be so dirty to be the leader of a corrupt place that you have a crime that no way in hell are you clean. So I find it very strange. We went from Rookie of the Year in 2020 with our little military background there to handling this quadruple homicide of these people. The Dirty Boy Club. That's right, Wildfire. That's right. Dreamweaver says, in my opinion, them special ops men in blacks, they fudged up. Boom. Carla says, history repeating itself. I want to tell y'all something. This is going to be a little story of truth. 100%. It hit our local newspapers, our county newspapers. It's real. Okay? We got a bad chief of police who then proceeded to have bad cops that came underneath him for almost 3 years in our town. All right. So it started off with rumors where this person would say something and we'd all be like, oh, really? but you didn't know if it was exactly true. Well, we had a Vietnam vet. We'll call him Phil, because that's what we called him. And he wasn't able to talk much. When he came to the store, and we're tiny town, so if he came in the store and he would be saying bananas, he'd be pointing at the bananas in his little righty wheelchair, his hover around, he'd be like, burr, 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 literally, and I'm not making fun of him. But we knew, oh, bananas, absolutely, Phil, how you doing, right? Because our town loves Phil, and he's still alive today. Well, somebody, and we have no crime. We have no crime. No crime. When the cop goes out, it's a ticket because you were speeding. If the ambulance goes out, somebody had a heart attack or there's a fire or an accident. I'm just saying, bless our hearts, we live in Mayberry. And so, Phil is on his hover round, and he's going along his way in the middle of the evening. Still daylight. Next thing we hear in town, he's in ICU. He's been beat almost to death. And we are sick. We're like, son of a bitch. Who in the hell would harm this man, you sick F's? Truth train blaring through. I wanted personally to find out. I've got goosebumps right now because it still pisses me off. Our entire town was ready to get pitchforks. And it wasn't just one, they said. Now, there was no investigation happening. None cops would do it. It was like it fell off the face of the earth. So, as a town, we were like, we've been hearing bad shit about y'all. How come you ain't investigating Phil? Why not? Well, up pops a little 14-year-old kid who will remain anonymous, unknown, who had filmed who attacked Phil. It's all over. It was the chief of our damn police with his snotty little boys, his nasty little boys, beating the fuck out of a harmless little old vet. They got brought up on minor charges. So our town began to meet, and you may have heard parts of this story before. We began to meet in the basement of the hotel in town. It's 100 years old. And it's a landmark, but it's privately owned. Cops would circle us while we were having our meetings, but it's closed at night. It's only open to those invited. Well, we were able to find out all kinds, and I'm not going to bore you. But there was charge after charge after charge. We found out that they had tried to take down the cameras at our city hall in the back because we had $3,000 systems back there stacked that hook up to your water line and tell you how much water you use, and they could sell them and get $3,000 a crack. I kid you not. This is all real. So I don't want to hear that there are no bad cops. We didn't have cops in our town for over a year after all these cops got arrested, whatever. Oh yeah, they were held accountable for everything. They couldn't deny it. It was on camera. They were screwed. So they hired a rookie cop. I happened to be that rookie's cop boss for like 6 years. He was a kid. So he gets in there, and guess what? He was fired in a year and a half. I'm not going to say why. I'm just saying it happens. Now we police ourselves, and we have a good force. Because we became wise. We got our eyes smashed open. So if you see Phil or whoever, make sure and hand them the bananas. Treat them with respect. They served our country well. They should be cherished and valued. Yes, shame, shame, boys, naughty. So when I make a video that says who you gonna call and it gets no views, I'm like, so our attention span's not long enough to sit through a 15-minute video to find out why I'm asking that? I had to change the thumbnail, and I'm upset. I had to take it off of Brent Kopaka and the picture of Brett Payne, because none of y'all could recognize the faces. And if you are that heavy into bringing justice into this case, then I challenge you, get familiar with who worked this case. Get to know that face. Get to know what they did for a living before they work up. I know I'm ranting. I know. But this is our members live, and I'm here to challenge you to expand your mind. And I'm not here to say all cops are bad. We have a wonderful police force. I trust them. But they've been put through the ringer. During the time when we had those bad cops, I had called 911. I was terrified who they were going to send, because I knew. They knew I was all for them being fired. That I had marched in there. Y'all, I'm going to tell you what I did. I put on a pair of shorts and a spaghetti strap tank top so that this paranoid cop that knew I was trying to get him fired would not shoot me, because I cannot be bearing a weapon. And I went to the police station and knocked on the door with the camera on me. He got completely suited up from head to toe in, his entire, as if he was going in. All the padding, pockets, weapons he could put on his body. Finally, in 10 minutes, he came to the door, and I said, may I come into my police officer's office, please? The station, may I enter it? And I went alone. I waved at the camera. I said, you call your lawyer. He said, why? I said, I'm going to tell you something, and then you're going to call your lawyer. I will be speaking to the lawyer this place has. Where is he? I don't want to talk to you. He said, no, I won't be calling the lawyer. 2 minutes, not even 2 minutes later, I say my shit to the camera. Yeah. Oh, and police department? Yeah. You're a lawyer, right? Yeah, hold on. We got a problem. Click, speaker. Yeah, me and that lawyer hashed that shit down. Because I knew it was illegal. I had passed. I was just, oh my God, I was so mad at him. So in order to be an auctioneer, you have to know as much as a cop. You have to be able to pass a state bar almost identical to a lawyer. And you have to know the law a lot. And so I did. I passed the state exam for Wisconsin and became an auctioneer. I hated the job, didn't want to do it. But at that time, I knew damn well what he had just pulled with my son was illegal as shit. And it wasn't going to happen. I had already contacted the assistant DA. And they were backing me before I went into that office. So I knew what I was doing. But in doing this, we have to get our eyes wide open. And we have to realize there are very, very bad people that will do anything to get promoted. And if they have a God complex, you know what I'm saying? Hold on a minute, you guys. I just noticed that shut down. Yes, I want you guys to realize DNA is being used against innocent people that don't understand it, and they may not be able to afford a lawyer. And so with that, you need to protect yourself with what? Knowledge. Because it could have been your son, your brother, your uncle that was in the area of the Idaho murders 7 hours later getting groceries and a cup of joe, and now you're sitting behind bars waiting on a trial of the century. It is so aggravating, Jill. Well, it wasn't me go. I'm a true seeker. I don't care if it's online or in the office. I will take it down. I will challenge somebody of authority if I know they're in the wrong. I don't know where it comes from. My boss one time when I was real young, I had a really good boss, amazing boss, but she was a very direct person, and she was a millionaire. And she would tell me things like, don't let anyone ever put you in your place if you're already in the place you're supposed to be. And I'm like, what do you mean? And she's like, don't let money talk over you. Don't let authority talk over you. She said, do it with respect, but stand your ground. And I'm like, all right. And I looked at her and I said, I'm going to be honest with you. I want a raise by Friday. $5 more an hour. And it's not a negotiable thing. And I walked out. Went and got an ice cream, came back, didn't think much of it because she and I had a good relationship. Guess what I got on my paycheck? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yes, always stand your ground. It's important. If you truly believe something, stand firm. And I truly believe that we need the answer, and I'm not going to rest until I get the answer. YRLE outside the home of 1122 Queen Road during the 3 to 5 o'clock hour, dressed all clad in black in an unmarked car in the driveway, at the very end of the driveway. Why? You're not going to dress like that to catch a couple little kids running across Banfield with their beer. No. Nay. Is my friend right? Were they interrupted? Just asking. Sassy says grand jury. Corruption too, in her opinion. Cat H says, me too. One of the docs I worked for would shake his head. I'm glad I don't have any silent sufferers on staff. Oh, I get it. Know your truth. Yes, if you know you're right, why should you back down? So a lie can take its place? I'm just not going to. I'm not going to back down. I mean, I've been threatened by that police force. They sent a squad into my son's home and refused to allow an ambulance to come up because we called my son. I actually made the ambulance call, the 911 call, for immediate medical assistance. But because that cop was pissed at me, guess what he did? He beat his ass over there with 12 boys in SWAT and busted into the place to hold us, me and my son. And I was filming the whole time for the DA. And I was telling him, yeah, say hi to the DA. Say hi. Oh, yeah, this shit's going to be shown. Go ahead, talk to my son again like that. You better let the EMT up. The EMT came to me on the side and was like, I don't know what to do. We're trying to get to him to give him help. Oh, yeah. If there wasn't already 50 cases that had already done these cops in, I would have taken the time to fully press charges, and I would have had them by the balls. But I was working on the Steve Avery case at the same time and did not want to shift gears when I knew these cops were going down very, very quick. Same dirty cops in our town are the ones that allowed Manitowoc County cops for no reason to come to my county 3 hours away, 2.5 hours away, while I was working on talking about online with 5,000 people how corrupt Manitowoc County cops were. They showed up at my cop station with my dirty boy cops and sat there for 3 damn days. And they're a block and a half from my house. Oh yeah, I've been in that moment. And that's why I almost left true crime. I thought, oh, I'll get into tarot. I'll just do readings of energy, because I do tarot anyway, but I'll go public with it, and I'll do readings of just energy reads, lighthearted. I won't have any fears. I won't have any worries. I won't have to point at bad cops or corruption. I'll be able to help people in the dark night of the soul, but that doesn't work. Because people don't want to fix, and I know I'm like a clean slate tonight. There's a reason. People don't want to fix their own shit. They don't. They want to hear about somebody else's problem. I'm being real tonight, y'all. And that's what sells. So I literally had to take off the thumbnail, and I watched it change on the algorithm instantly. It went from 4% of people seeing this thumbnail are clicking on it because nobody knew who Brent Kopacka's face was, and they did not know Brett Payne from the Idaho 4 lead investigator's face. That's why. So they didn't know what it was about. Just being real. So it's time for us to really put our thinking caps on if we want justice. It's not just about clicking on and being like, oh yeah, that happened too. Yeah, what's next? Flip. It's about working to truly get to the bottom of shit. You have to stay focused, and you have to start retaining memory of who are we talking about. So if somebody else says Brett Payne, I bet you damn sure know now you've been more empowered to help with the case. And you'll even be more empowered if you go watch my educational video, because that's what it is, that I released last night. I would recommend watching it a couple times, because there's probably stuff that you won't catch the first time, because I put a lot in 15 minutes. So, yes, I can't use that spirit box thing. It's not for me. So, Gretchen, please wait. I'm going to have to go tend to the dog, and I know we're getting close. Before we talk about Gaynor Lord, which is important, we're going to run a little long tonight. In all transparency of our channel, we have lost a moderator that has decided to leave. I pulled the mod stat because, I will be honest, 2 individual mods got into an argument outside of our home. I don't know what it was about. I have not heard. It's not my business. They're really good friends that got mad at each other. And it's not about nobody else. I don't know what it was about. I just know they got mad at each other. And they brought it into the room like a little tornado. And so I pulled the 2 mods aside, and I discussed that the mod status is on pause. Because if you're having a squabble with your sister, you two need to work it out. Don't come in and be like, oh, now I know why you're talking to that person. Don't do that, because I don't do drama. So the 2, I don't know where it sets, but unfortunately it's 2 people I absolutely adore, but I have no choice at all, because this one person has done it a couple times, and now I realize it's not healthy. And so I, with great disappointment in the fact that this has even occurred, that a little squabble couldn't be gotten over with such close friends, and then all that to be brought in here. Unfortunately, I have one hardcore rule of thumb, and that is I won't do drama. I will not do it. And I had it done to me by this mod once, and I apologized, even though I wasn't even addressing that person, but they laced up the shoe and threw a fit. So I was like, okay, I'm just going to apologize to keep them okay. Even though I wasn't talking to them, I was talking to a group of people. But if they need the apology, I'll give it to them, light and love. But now they've done it again, only this time they did it to another person that's very important. And they did it very wrongly. I came on my live, I was getting ready, and the mod had filled the page with all kinds of drama for everybody to read when they come on the channel. And so we will say goodbye to Pez. I wish you all the best. I no longer can deal with anything like that. I appreciate everything you've done for the channel. I have no idea what the squabble was about. I'm not doing it out of spite. I'm doing it because that cannot be allowed. You've been given a chance to email me, contact me in some way, explain to me your side. You've remained silent. You have not addressed me in any way. No contact, nothing. Just poof. After dropping all that. And I screenshot it all, so don't try to deny it. I also have the logs. I saw it all, and I'm not doing it. And this will be all there is on that. I just want to make sure when people are asking me, where is Pez? No longer with me. And it's not cool. And they didn't do anything to me. I have to protect the overall energy of our group. And if two sisters, two brothers, a sister brother get in a fight, y'all keep that shit on your own door. Don't bring it in my bedroom. That's where I do my room. This right here is my bedroom. Don't bring it in my bedroom. I can't. So, that's all there is to that. And so, after I cleared it all out, the reason that I cleared all my feelings out today was because if we don't do that, I feel we suffer emotionally. We lock it all in. And is that what brings us to the reading of Gaynor Lord? So I've got a little article to read, but before we switch over to it, we've only got about 10 minutes because I've got to get this ready for the live. She's about 50, mid-50s. At work, before she left work, she was talking to a friend who had another call and said, can I call you back in just a minute or two? And she's like, yeah, absolutely. So everything's going good. Nobody knows anything wrong. Okay? She leaves work 45 minutes early and does not pick up when the friend is calling her back. She doesn't answer. And then they have her on CTV footage, and she's literally booking it. When I say booking it, it's beyond a walking quick. It is a trot, a jog. After leaving work, 45 minutes early, just poof, gone. Okay? She's making her way through the town. She's just going here, 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 here. She goes to a department store. And then she heads to a couple other things. And then she goes to the church, the cathedral. And after the cathedral, and she's all on foot. All right? And she's running, like trotting fast, even cutting into traffic, like not waiting for the light where the cars are stopped. The cars are going like this. And she's hurrying in between the traffic. And this is all caught all over the place. Then she goes to the park. Someone witnesses what they say allegedly was her doing some sort of a yoga pose. Okay? And, in this yoga pose, there's no description of it or anything. And then her stuff is strung out all over. Like it's scattered all over this park. Well, after I believe it's been a week, this close to Christmas, they found Gaynor's body in the river. And they say they do not suspect any third party whatsoever. I don't know. I find, well, and I felt some comfort in knowing that the law enforcement over in this area have said, strictly, do not, if you are family, watch anything on social media at this time. So I feel very confident that there is no family viewing. And I say that because it'd be way too soon to be doing a reading to bring closure. They're not going to have closure for a while. They're in that raw hurting stage. So this is done for my own interest, as well as those that follow the case or want to understand what happened. Like, it broke my heart. Now, allegedly, she said to one of another salesperson, an associate of some sort, just like either Thursday or Friday before she disappeared, they were like, how you doing? And she said something along the lines of, I feel off, I feel funny. So I don't know if that means anything. Krita sign. Thank you humbly for that gifted membership. To Molly from Canada. Let's get our new